So my fiance and I decided to rewatch all the live action Spider-Man movies. And so we started with Tobey Maguire, of course, as you would do. We're going to move along to do Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland's, but I wanted to review them respectively to their own movies and not really compare them. It's kind of hard because they're all the same character. They all do different things. But yeah, so I wanted to just talk about the first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man trilogy, the all three of them in one video. I'm not going to go over every single plot point in every detail. If you haven't seen the movies, you should watch them yourself. They're good. They're good. Yeah, I'm just going to talk about things that I like about them, things I don't like. And with the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man trilogy, there's not a lot that I dislike or actively don't like. So yeah, let's just get into it. We're gonna start with Spider-Man 1, 2001, 2002, one of the first, one of, not the first, but one of the first like comic book superhero movies, like specifically for Marvel. And I gotta say, I like this movie a lot. It's good. It's a good movie. I will say, I'm just gonna kind of jump ahead real quick. I will go back and kind of talk about like how the movie unfolds, but I will say the movie CGI does not hold up. It looks bad in a lot of parts, but a lot of other things about this movie are really good. And so, for the most part, when Green Goblin is flying around on his little board, it doesn't look good. It looks bad, actually. It's not even that it doesn't look good. It looks bad. But yeah, but other than that, I really like this movie. There's something about Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies that I don't know, maybe it's nostalgia, but like they're serious, but they don't take themselves that serious. There's a lot of jokes, but they're not exactly like Marvel, like current MCU jokes where it's like, oh, here's a quip here. It's more of just like the characters doing goofy shit, and it's funny. Okay, but we'll jump to the start. So basically, in the first 15 minutes, you're introduced to all the characters that you need to know for the entirety of the trilogy. Not the whole trilogy, but for this movie, in the first 15 minutes, you meet Peter. You understand that he is a nerd. He is bullied. All of that jazz. You meet MJ, his crush, who he's always liked. Yada yada. You meet Harry, who is a character that is going to be very important in the later, he's going to play a bigger role as time goes on after these movies. And then you get Norman, who's important to this movie and, important to Harry's character. And then you get Flash Gordon, if you want to call him important. And about an hour into this movie, he literally doesn't exist anymore. Like, it doesn't matter. But yeah, in the first 15 minutes, they're going on a field trip or to a spider museum or an animal, whatever the fuck it has bioengineered spiders, and they tried to make like a super spider or whatever. And in this movie, you get that Peter, he's like a nerd, everybody, or Flash and his crew like bully him, push him around and yada yada. But he's like a photographer and he feels the most like Peter Parker out of any version to me. And again, when I get to the Andrew Garfield and the Tom Holland ones, I'll explain why. But Tobey Maguire, he doesn't look like a high school student. He looks like a grown man, but he feels like Peter Parker should. He's like nerdy, he's quiet, he doesn't exactly know how to make good conversation. But then a spider falls down, he gets bit. There you go, there's the plot. Boom, now he's Spider-Man. Within the first like 20 to 25 minutes, you have Peter using his powers already, and it's good. You get the very memeable moment of him like climbing up the wall or whatever, and then looking down and then just like screaming for whatever reason, like the woo, like so loud. Tobey Maguire is so funny. These movies are funny. I don't know how to explain it. They're not trying to be funny, but maybe it's like a campy thing. I don't know. These movies scream 2000s to me, and it's so good. But anyway, after that, he has a conversation with MJ. Then she goes getting Flash's like cool new car. So he's trying to get a car to impress her. He sees an ad in the magazine for like beat this wrestler, and it's Macho Man Randy Savage. But it's like beat this wrestler or like stay alive for 3 minutes and you get $3,000. So he goes and does it. He tries to draw up like cool concepts of the Spider-Man suit, and it's like the beginning suit, or whatever. And you get again, these movies are so memeable. All three of them have like, I haven't seen these movies in over 10 years, but there's so many points where I'm like, hey, I know exactly what this is because I've seen it memed more than I've seen the movie. Like, so basically, you know, the I have you for 3 minutes of playtime. It's so good. It's so good. I don't care what anybody says. These movies are good. That even if they're not like the best, most in-depth, deep written, it's a good, enjoyable movie. Don't let anybody tell you that it's not. I don't care. They're good movies. But basically he becomes Spider-Man like oh, okay. I'm sorry. I need to back up a little bit. Before he becomes Spider-Man, he goes to get his money from beating Randy Savage, and the guy is like, "Here, you only get 100." And he was like, "The ad said 3,000." And the guy giving him the money was like, "I fail to see the part where that's my problem." Yada yada. Then a guy comes in. The guy who will, again, if you have not seen these movies, I'm sorry, you know the formula, even if you haven't. A guy comes in with a gun that's eventually going to kill Uncle Ben. So he steals from the wrestling manager or whatever, and then the wrestling manager tells Peter, like, stop that guy, get that guy, and he's like, I fail to see the part where that's my problem. It's so funny. It's so funny because it's what every person should do. It's like, oh, okay, all of a sudden you want me to help you, but you aren't going to help me. It's so good. Anyway, that guy that steals the money, he supposedly shoots Uncle Ben, and then Peter chases him down, and yeah, it's Peter basically doesn't kill him, but like the guy falls and Peter like lets it happen, and it's like indirect or whatever. But yeah, so then he becomes Spider-Man and he's helping people, and then in Norman's plot, or like Harry and Norman's plot, he's making military weapons or vehicles for the military, and he's trying to make a super soldier serum. They basically say they're going to cut funding if it doesn't work, and so he takes it himself, and then that makes the Green Goblin. There we go. He kind of becomes a villain, and he wants to kill... sorry. Step back a second. Norman gets kicked out of Oscorp, which was so confusing to me. The company is named after... He made the company, and he's getting kicked off by other people. I didn't really understand that, but it is what it is. You know, whatever. It's the plot. So in order to get revenge, it's like a mental thing. Like, he's not choosing to be Green Goblin. It just kind of takes over. But then he does one of the funniest things where he throws a bomb at these people that run Oscorp now because he got kicked out. And it eviscerates them into bone. Like, they have no meat, no skin left, no blood. Just they get turned into skeleton, and then they just crumble to the ground. It's so funny. There's some MJ and Harry stuff in here that it doesn't really go anywhere. I mean, maybe you could say later in the you could maybe say later in like Spider-Man 3 it comes back, but not really. It's just a way for Peter not to get the girl. Like, that's the whole point. But yeah, a lot of the fight scenes between Spider-Man and Green Goblin are okay as long as they're on the ground. But when they're like flying around, like I said, the CGI looks pretty bad. CGI doesn't bother me. Like, if it looks really bad, it takes me out a little bit. But this movie, the tone of this movie is funny and goofy. So like, it kind of just adds to it a little bit. Like, the shitty CGI just makes it feel a little more goofy. But no, it's a great movie. Eventually, I don't know if I'm skipping anything really important, but it's just what comes to mind. Basically, Green Goblin, there's that really iconic like scene or moment where Peter goes into the burning building to help the woman that's screaming, that's obviously a woman, and then it turns around and it's Green Goblin. And it's like, it's so funny because I love to imagine that it's Willem Dafoe actually screaming like a woman, and it's so funny. But anyway, he cuts Peter's arm, and then Peter has to go meet at a dinner with Harry, MJ, Aunt May, and Norman. He has to be there, and he's like bleeding on his arm, and then Norman realizes, oh my god, he's Spider-Man. So in order to do that, in order to get to Spider-Man or Peter, he takes MJ, he tells Peter, you gotta pick. You either let the girl live, or you gotta be a hero, or you gotta be like, do your personal, you know what I mean? Like, because you love her, whatever. And he saves both. What a savage, you know, and then he fights Green Goblin some more, and then Green Goblin gets impaled by his own thing. It's his own fault. Harry doesn't see it that way, but what can you do? You know what I mean? But there's something about Tobey Spider-Man. He has this this ego or like this like vengeance about him where he's not a nice, he saves people, but like he's not nice. Like, you know what I mean? Like the whole, like, I fail to see the part where that's my problem. Like, that's not the Peter that you would think of, but it makes sense. He's like, what do I have to help you? Like, and obviously that happens before he's like Spider-Man, you know what I mean? But this movie's so good. I don't want to rate, like, I'll give it a number rating just based on this movie. It's like an 8. It's like a 7 or an 8. Like, it's a good watch. And then we get into Spider-Man 2, which is my favorite, because this one, while Spider-Man 1 has Peter trying to figure out the superhero he's gonna be. He takes the words of Uncle Ben and he's gonna be that person, that savior that the New York needs or whatever. In Spider-Man 2, he's already Spider-Man. He's already saving people. He's already loved by the people. And I like that because it gives a good character arc of him deciding, because you see him struggle with balancing Spider-Man and Peter Parker. Like, he's in college now. He's going to school, but he has to stop going to school and stop getting good grades because he's Spider-Man. He's saving people, but nobody knows, so they just think Peter's like a slacker or whatever. He like loses his job at the beginning, which is like a pizza delivery guy on a moped with the little helmet. It's just funny. It's just funny. I don't know how to explain it. But he does a good thing of, like, they do a good thing in this movie of trying to balance Peter and Spider-Man, because when he's doing Spider-Man, he feels good about himself because he's saving people, but Peter's life is falling apart, but he loves the attention and stuff that he's getting as Spider-Man. But then there's a point in the movie where somebody tells him he has to pick or something, and he puts the suit up, like he throws it in the trash or whatever, and then his life as Peter goes well. So like, it's not like the movie is like, no, you have to be Spider-Man because your life is shitty if you're not Spider-Man. He's going to school. He's going to school, he's getting good grades, he's like hanging out with the MJ, he's got a job at the Daily Bugle or whatever, which, another thing that make these movies so good, J. Jonah Jameson or J.K. Simmons is the funniest character I have ever seen. Like, not ever, obviously I'm being like exaggerating, but he's so funny. There's just so many moments where every time he's on screen, they do something funny, but it's not even like, it's played to be funny, but it's his character. Like, it's not like they're trying, like, oh, reach for comedy. They're trying to get the laughs in. Well, I guess you could say they are, but he is just so funny. Like, in the first one, there's a line where his secretary is like, oh, J. Jonah or Mr. Jameson, your wife's on line 1. And he picks up the phone, or he's like, okay. And he picks it up and puts it down right away. And it's just so funny. It's like, obviously, it's 2001, the whole, like, oh, man hates his wife, yada yada bullshit, but like, it's just funny. His character is so funny, and he sticks around in all 3, and he's funny in all 3. And so I'm not gonna bring him up again, because in every movie he's the same funny character. He has great funny moments, and it's so good. But back to Spider-Man 2, they do a great character choice for Peter of making him decide whether he wants to be Peter or if he wants to be Spider-Man. And then his life is going good as Peter, but then he can't help himself. But like, he feels the need to help people. And it's like a really good thing, because it's like, even though he could choose to be Peter and stop being Spider-Man and his life would be fine, he still likes saving people, and that's good. And then the villain of this one, Doc Ock, is really good. The CGI in this one looks a lot better. And it's a lot more fun having Doc Ock be able to like scale buildings and shit and like keep up with Spider-Man. You know what I mean? Like, Green Goblin was flying around and was able to like keep up with him, but like the fight scene on the train and like just the like Doc Ock like climbing buildings and things, and like Spider-Man like trying to run away and him being able to like catch up, it's really good. And the fight scenes in this one, I would say, in my opinion, are better than the first one. But also the character stuff, the Peter stuff, is so good in this movie. It's really good. He has to really pick. And then you have Harry in this movie kind of trying to figure out who killed, or no, he's trying to figure out who Spider-Man is, because he thinks that Spider-Man killed his dad. And like, because Peter has pictures of Spider-Man, which, by the way, another thing in all of these movies, anyone where Peter is a photographer, nobody they hardly question how he's able to get these angles of Spider-Man 700 feet up in the sky. And it's just so funny to be like, oh my God, this is a great picture. Thanks. Like, they don't question how Peter has a top-down picture of Spider-Man while he's soaring in the sky. It's just, it's so funny. But yeah, Doc Ock in this movie is really good. He's sympathetic, you know what I mean, where he's trying to do a good thing, and he's really smart, and he also has crazy fission AI tech. Like, dude, it's 2004, bro. Relax. But it's super good. In this one also, Tobey's Peter is really smart as well, but he feels more like a nerd who's smart than like just somebody who's just smart and good at what he does. I don't know really how to explain it, but that's Spider-Man 2. I like it the most, and I feel like I have the least to say about it because I said everything I need to say. They do the best with balancing Spider-Man and Peter, where in the first one he had to like become Spider-Man, and this one he's already Spider-Man. He has to balance Peter in that, and then at the end MJ sees he's Peter the whole time. Or it was Spider-Man is Peter, and she's like, oh my God, it all makes sense, yada yada, whatever. It's super good. Another thing I want to say real quick, Aunt May in this trilogy feels just as important as Uncle Ben. Like, Uncle Ben gave him the words of like, the words of wisdom, if you will, like great power, great responsibility, yada yada, like you got to choose who you're gonna be. But Aunt May is a character that like, Tobey lives on his own. He's by himself. But he comes and sees her, and she's a good character that like helps ground him as Peter because she doesn't know. So yeah, now to Spider-Man 3. This one is, I think, the weakest, but it sucks because I really like Venom in this movie. I know that some people like the way Venom is designed is like kind of picky sometimes. Like, some people like him to just look like a black Spider-Man, or they like him to have like the big sharp like huge teeth. But I like this one a lot. And also Tobey in the black suit, it's top tier comedy, dude. It's so funny, him being an asshole, but it's so funny. The problem I have with this movie is they introduce Gwen and they make Peter just an asshole. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, why is he in love with MJ? She's the girl that he's wanted his whole life, and he's choosing to kiss Gwen in front of MJ upside down. Just like, why would they make his character do that? It feels like they did that, and I'm almost 95% sure that it's just a way to get Peter and MJ to like some tension so that they can break up, so that we can get the black suit Peter being like an asshole and being funny and doing that shit, you know what I mean? But like, it doesn't make sense because in this movie he wants to marry her, and I'm laughing because how'd that get in there? It's so funny. Everything in these movies is so funny, and it's not, I don't think it's trying to be, but it's so funny. And it's not like funny in like oh, this movie's so bad it's funny. It's like it knows that it's a comic book movie and it doesn't need to be insanely serious all the time. But yeah, in the villains in this one, it's Sandman and Venom. I like Venom a lot. I like the black suit Tobey, and I like Eddie Brock in this one. You know what I mean? I don't have a whole bunch to say. I just like the whole trilogy. I like Tobey Spider-Man. He feels the most like Peter, and that makes him feel the most like Spider-Man. And it's just something about it. In this one, in the third one, you have Harry. He's trying to, now that he knows. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. In Spider-Man 2, he asks Doc Ock to bring Spider-Man to him. Doc Ock does it. He unmasks him, sees that it's Peter. He can't believe it. Oh no. And then he's kind of like conflicted. Like at the end of the movie, I think he sees or finds his dad's stash of like the Green Goblin stuff. And so the third one basically starts out with Peter fighting Harry as the Green Goblin. And there's a really good fight scene here between them. It's a really good one. They use the glider. It looks a lot better than the first one, and they do some cool stuff with the slow-mo, with the spidey sense and the webs and yada yada. You know what I mean? Like, if you've seen it, you understand what I'm saying. Like, it's a good fight scene. And then MJ and Peter are like on a web just hanging out, and the symbiote lands in an asteroid, the tiny one, maybe, okay, space rock. It lands like 10 feet away from them. They have no idea. And then it hops a ride on his fucking moped. The fucking moped. The moped sticks around for like 3 movies, dude. It's so funny. It sucks, but it's funny. But it's like it's so goofy. But then basically the Venom is just sitting in his apartment for like a good bit of the movie. But the main villain is Sandman. He's a convict. He's the guy who actually shot Uncle Ben on accident, even though we think that it was on purpose until it's told that it was accident. Then he gets his molecules integrated with sand, and now he's Sandman. Woo. Another good fight scene between Sandman and him, like during the drivable car getaway situation. It's been a couple of days since I've seen them. I'm sorry. We watched all 3 like pretty fast, so some of the stuff is kind of merging together. Everything happens with MJ where he tries to propose to her, but she breaks up with him because he kissed Gwen for whatever reason, because it's not only is she just some girl that he saved, she's his lab partner, and she likes him, and she thinks he's so smart, and whatever. And it's stupid on Peter's part, and I don't like that, because in he's always been smart. The dumbest decisions are in the third one that he makes, and it really is annoying. But his Spider-Man is still good. You know what I mean? Like, when he's fighting as Spider-Man, it's still good. But then, yeah, so basically after MJ like breaks it off and doesn't let him propose, he goes home and he's like laying in bed, and then the symbiote takes over, and then we get like Bully Maguire, where he's like beating or like doing dances and like being real cocky and smirky and yada whatever. I'm sorry, I know that this is probably a terrible review. It's probably a terrible review if you haven't seen the movies. You're like, what is going on? But watch the movies, just watch them. But they're good movies. The third one probably the weakest. The second one's my favorite. But the fight scene at the end, where Venom, Eddie Brock, and Sandman kind of work together to beat Spider-Man because they have a mutual interest, is really good, because you actually have a really tense moment of where he starts to lose, and then Harry comes. Oh, I'm sorry. So with the black suit Spider-Man, you get this moment where he's in Harry's apartment, and he's like basically telling Harry, like, your dad was Green Goblin, I didn't kill him, he killed himself. And then you have Harry laying there like, oh no, and he goes,
gonna cry.
Like, it's so meme worthy. But anyway, he goes to walk away, and Harry throws the bomb, and he weaves that shit, hits it with the spider web, and then throws it back, and it blows up in Harry's face. And it's like, it's the suit that's making him act like that, but it's so good, because it's like, it's kind of what you want. It's like, dude, Harry, dude, come on, bro. Like, figure it out, man. Obviously, your dad was the villain, you know that, and you think Spider-Man stabbed him in the stomach? Like, it makes no sense. Another thing I like about Tobey Spider-Man is he makes his own webs. That makes sense. That just makes sense to me. He's genetically mutated. So in Tom Holland and in Andrew Garfield's, he has spider sense, and he has the ability to crawl up walls, but the web is too far? Like, what are we doing? Like, just let him make his own web. I didn't even talk about in the second movie, the My Back thing, where he falls like 5 stories and lands on a car, and he's like, oh, my back. I almost cried laughing. And the third one, yeah. It's a good moment when he's like losing. It's actually suspenseful. He's losing, and Harry comes in and saves the day, and they start to win. And then they like beat Sandman for a minute, and then Venom is about to kill Peter, and then Harry jumps in the way. It's a sad moment, but he finally came around. And then, yeah, the movie ends. I kind of jumped all around. 25-minute video. That's crazy. But yeah, it's a lot of it's a fun trilogy. It's probably my favorite trilogy. We just watched both the Andrew Garfield ones, and I am not a fan. I'm not a fan. I don't like it. But yeah, I'll do those in their own separate video. But yeah, thank you for watching. If you made it this far, okay, I rated the first one, but I didn't rate the second one. The second one is like a 9 to 10, 9, 10 area, 9.5. Maybe 10 out of 10 means perfect. It's not perfect, but it's a 9, 9.5. And then the third one is a clear 7. It's just straight 7. It's not 7 or 8. The first one, 7.5, 8. You could make the argument. 9 to 9.5 for the second one, but the third one, it's the weakest, but I like Venom a lot. But the Peter stuff sucks, man. The Peter stuff sucks until he gets the black suit on, and then it's fun. But it still is he's kind of like shitty. I don't know. But yeah, thank you for watching. That's my review.